So let me start with the Sunday night game between the Bengals and the Ravens. Because I think this is going to be one of the most important regular season games on the schedule this year. Baltimore and Cincinnati, in my view, are the two best teams in the division. I thought so preseason. That's the same case there. Both teams are 2-2. The winner will most certainly go or be in first place in the AFC North by the end of the day Sunday with a record of 3-2. And I think that we have to look at both ends of the spectrum when it comes to this football game, because I think the Cincinnati Bengals have a huge opportunity to win this football game on Sunday. And but this one is going to be a big toss up because you never know what Lamar Jackson you're going to get from the Baltimore Ravens perspective. But I'll get into what I think the Ravens need to do to beat Cincinnati in just a little bit. But if you're the Cincinnati Bengals, I think this is going to be about the defense and what they're able to do to stop Lamar Jackson, and the way to beat Lamar Jackson is to make sure he stays in the pocket and you make him win games through the air. And so it's going to take Sam Hubbard and Trey Hendrickson, their two edge rushers, to show up and step up. Fortunately for the Bengals, it does not look like Ronnie Stanley is going to be ready to make his debut. Although he is listed as questionable with his injury, but it is hard pressed to find how he finds a way to get into the lineup on Sunday night. So I think the Bengals need to change a couple of things specifically for Baltimore, and that's rushing the rushing the passer, and having a good linebacker play to stop star tight end Mark Andrews, and I think that's going to be where Logan Wilson is going to step in. And I really liked the Bengals' defensive play the last or throughout the course of the last couple of weeks. They were really good against the Jets. They were really good against Miami, whether it was Tua or Teddy Bridgewater, who filled in after Tua got hurt. They did a really good job containing their receivers, and I think Von Bell is gonna have an important role in this game too defensively. He came up with 2 picks against Miami in the Thursday night win last week. So it's going to be predicated really on Baltimore's offense against Cincinnati's defense. So we won't forget about Joe Burrow. I think the Bengals need to find a way to get some success on the ground with Joe Mixon. But I'm compelled to talk about Lamar Jackson, who I think is going to be the centerpiece of this matchup, because look, Lamar Jackson has had an unbelievable start to his season. Probably if I was to vote for MVP right now, I would vote for Lamar Jackson, because let's face it, the Ravens are probably 1-3 without Lamar Jackson in the quarterback position. So if you're the Baltimore Ravens, you need to find a way to take some pressure off, and I feel like the Ravens have an excellent chance to win this football game if they give J.K. Dobbins 20 touches. So whether it's 5 receptions and 15 carries, make sure J.K. Dobbins gets the ball to take pressure off of Lamar Jackson and keep Cincinnati's defense honest. That's how I think the game is going to be won or lost, depending on what happens there. Now, on the flip side for Baltimore, their defense has to play a hell of a lot better than they have the last 3 weeks, and particularly their second half defense, and they were unable to close the deal against Buffalo despite being up 20-3 at one point. And then, of course, 2 weeks prior, they blew the 35-14 fourth quarter lead against Miami, and so the Ravens started 0-2 at home. And that right there is very disappointing in and of itself. So it's going to be about the Ravens and how their coaching staff adjusts, and how their coaching staff is able to fine tune the offense as the game goes along. And I'm looking specifically at Ravens offensive coordinator Greg Roman. And one of the problems that the Ravens have had is Greg Roman has not done a good job of making the proper adjustments at halftime to ensure the team plays a complete 60 minutes of football. That's going to mean Lamar Jackson is going to need to play 60 minutes of strong football and lead that team to excellence. So so the Ravens need to take pressure off of Lamar Jackson in order to win this game and let him do what he does best as one of the most dynamic playmakers at the quarterback position in the National Football League.